Up YouTube. I want to talk real quick. I'm gonna do a quick video about the movie Birth of a Nation. It came out this weekend and didn't make a lot of money. A lot of people would say that it flopped, but in all actuality, I think something that you have to consider is the fact that Birth of a Nation was released during this hurricane. So the lower East Coast, the middle East Coast, pretty much from Florida to North Carolina didn't get to throw 2 cents in. It probably would have made a couple million, 2 or 3 million more dollars. But I haven't even seen it yet. I'm gonna try to go see it this week, sometime this week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. I will be throwing my 2 cents in. But here's the deal. We shouldn't be surprised, and we should take this as a wake-up call. And one thing that I've been stressing for years is how people need to consciously in a cyber sense of thinking, recognize who it is that they are online. Most black people do not really, I've always said this, most black people look at fight videos, rap videos, and random dumb junk, just random dumb junk like Vines at break at work. That's all people are doing, just passing around random dumb junk videos. And we have to consider the poor job that we do at teaching our children our history. The current generation of black children and young black men and women 22, 23 and under do not have a clue who a Nat Turner is. These children, we grew up in like the 80s and 90s. At the very least, we could roll off Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Huey Newton, Sojourner Truth, Ida B. Wells, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey. We could roll them right off our tongues. These kids don't know nothing nowadays. Now, my oldest son is very, very versed in his black history, but we don't teach our kids nothing. And you have to look at the fact that the state of Texas, surprisingly, quietly, has the biggest black population of people in the country. It's Texas. And Texas, make no mistake, the white supremacist is always on point. He's always ahead of the curve. They pretty much took black history out of Texas with no outroar from the black community, from the NAACP, none of the prominent black organizations. So we shouldn't be surprised that, because I'm shocked that the movie made only $7 million. I was thinking somewhere around the $25 million range, but $7 million means about 600,000 people went to see it. That's pretty good. From about 550,000 to a little over 600,000 people went to see it. But the thing of it is, we shouldn't be surprised at the lackluster performance. If you really look at it, none of these movies, 12 Years a Slave, Freetown of Jones, none of these movies really make a lot of money. And if they give any of these movies money, it's very symbolic. Lupita Nyong'o had two lines in the movie 12 Years a Slave, and she got an award. She did not get an award because she acted out those two lines well. She got an award because she was a beat up, beat down, ugly slave. She was a Negro bedwench and a helpless slave in that movie. That's why she got that award. And when it comes to the Oscars every year, the only way that I find out the movies that were worth a damn is to look at the Oscars and go back and watch them. Typically, the movies that typically win all the Oscars, over half of them, are movies that you don't even hear about. They don't give movies like Terminator, Transformers, these big blockbuster movies with these massive special effects. They don't really give those movies Oscars. Neither do they give comedy movies. I don't think a comedy, or at least it's been since the 50s or 60s, since a comedy got an Oscar. They just don't give comedies and big giant special effect blockbuster movies awards. It's usually these little movies that only made about 20 or 30 million dollars. But these feminists and these racist whites and these gay males, these gay white males who are leading the black feminists on, are just happy. They are in utter abject glee because never before in the history of any movie being dropped has any man had to defend charges that had been acquitted and explain to people why he married who he married. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I wanted to hit on something that's a lot bigger and a lot more important, and it's truly, 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 genuinely sad. And that is the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, now you might have to do a little research. I think that later this month, or either later this year, it might be later this month. Just keep in mind, October 2016, I think a couple of weeks after Birth of a Nation premiered, there's going to be a Tyler Perry movie that's going to premiere, and I can guarantee you it ain't going to make $7 or $8 million. That Tyler Perry movie is going to make anywhere from $20 to $50 million. That shows you, and what's in Tyler Perry's movies? A bunch of fighting, a bunch of random dumb shit, and a bunch of nigga shit. The exact shit that people look at on YouTube and Vine and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook all day and post up silly memes. That's what's going to be in a Tyler Perry movie. It's going to make a lot of money. And there's also a movie that is going to portray Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, as a homosexual slave, as a cross-dressing homosexual slave. This movie is going to make a lot of money, and I would really like to dig up the stats when that movie come out to find out how many black folks sat up there and paid money to go see Jaden Smith dressed up like a homosexual boy slave. Basically, a fuck boy. This is the stuff that we give our money to. And I'm straight up telling you, the condition of America black America is sad. And black people, specifically black men, have very little incentive to do anything good. We literally get zero recognition for doing anything good. Society is always telling black men what they need to do, what they need to do, what they need to do. And when we do it, society either doesn't support it or doesn't recognize it. I call it invisibilization. And there's a subgroup of black women who aid fanatically in this invisibilization of the good things that black men do, that they're always told, you need to do this, you need to do this. There's no reward for doing any good. And I'm telling you, it's sad because Nat Turner was a man. He was an alpha male. He was a man who stood up for himself, and he stood up for black people. That is a man. And instead of us supporting that, we are going to head to the movie theaters when Tyler Perry dropped this movie, and when Jaden Smith comes out playing this homosexual, we are going to give more money to the depiction of black men dressed up in dresses, dressed up like women, than what we are actual black men who stood up for their people and who should be massively historically recognized. I'm straight up telling you, that is a very sad and fucked up condition for a people to be in. That's sad. That's just downright pathetic. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring this rant to an end. And I just can't emphasize how sad it is that that in this emasculation of the black man, that we have so many people within our ethnic group, race, or whatever, who are willing to aid those who hate us and want to see us wiped off the face of this earth, at least wiped out of this country. And shout out to all the people. I noticed there's a lot of people waking up, because I've seen a lot of videos of people doing that, in which people are recognizing that we are, with a lot of the videos that we do, we're endorsing and co-signing our own genocide. White America has no justifiable hostility against us, so they have to make the world hate us, and they have to make us hate ourselves, so that we will sit up here and regurgitate and repeat much of the exact same stuff that people that hate us say. And we do it literally 24/7 all on the internet. But anyways, And, you know, it's just a downright sickness. But I'm going to shut this video down. That's been my quick rant. More videos to come. It's your boy Vince Rashad. I'm out.